Hey, this is Jill Ciminillo, and welcome to Car du Jour, where I talk about the cars that I am driving today. And today I happen to be driving something pretty special. This is the Volkswagen ID.4. It is the all-new electric vehicle from the brand, and it's pretty cool. So I've literally only had 10 minutes behind the wheel, so I'm not going to get into a lot of details and specs, but what I want to do is I want to just take you on a walk around of this vehicle because there's a lot of really cool and kind of quirky features on this vehicle. So I'm going to flip the camera around and let's take a look. So first off, you're going to notice the complete and utter lack of a grille. They didn't even try and pretend, which I have to say I totally appreciate. The lights are really cool. The lighting signature looks really nice. I drove through a tunnel and stepped out really quick and had a look, and they light up really neat and it looks really mean. I love the detail that you see here on the headlamp. I think that's pretty cool. Like throughout the vehicle, you're gonna see a whole bunch of cool textures and just details that I think it's a nice touch. As we go around to the side, I want to show you the door handles because these are pretty cool. So rather than having like a touchpad under here, like some have a plasticky touchpad, it's literally, I don't know, it's a harder surface than what you might see in, say, a Corvette. But it operates similarly, and you just touch underneath and the door pops open. Let's see if I can, I don't even know if you can get a good look up in there of what it looks like, but you know, similar to other vehicles, this will be the little chiclet here that locks and unlocks the vehicle. And, you know, we'll walk around to the back, take a quick look here. I don't know quite how you would classify this. It's certainly not a crossover vehicle, but it's not really a sedan either. It has a lift back, wagon, hatchback. I don't know. I don't know what you would call this. I'm like, does this open the way my... No. I'm like, does not open the way that you think it should. So how does it open? Haha, okay. So on a lot of Volkswagens, you press the Volkswagen logo on the back and it will open. So that is not the case. There is actually a touchpad up there that will open it. And then you have this lift back area here with a hatch and a cover. And then to close it, you have to do the reach to get that button there. All right. So again, talking about cool textures and details, you're looking at, you know, in the taillights here, I love this pattern, you know, covered with the glass so you can't feel it, but it just looks really cool through here and carries around the light casing. Sorry, you're totally getting my reflection. There's just no way to avoid that on a sunny day. I want to step inside and show you some of the cool things inside because I think this is where the vehicle really shines. Now, first, I just want to say I don't know that I would have chosen white because I'm dirty and I spill. So I don't know. I hope there's another option. Because white's not it. So on the seats, you see the little ID pattern here. You've got the perforated seats. So another really cool feature is going to be this right here. So there isn't a gas pedal in an electric car, but there is an accelerator and a brake, and look what they did there. They put the play button and the pause button emblems on the brake and the accelerator, and I think it looks really cool. It's kind of quirky and fun, and I love it. So here is where you're going to adjust your steering column, and I think this is actually really cool. So let's show you real time. So when you move that, you'll notice this screen here is attached to the steering column. So the screen moves up and down as the wheel moves up and down. And I really like it because oftentimes when I adjust my wheel, the wheel ends up covering this screen. But here, you're not going to have that happen. So another thing to notice is the gear shift. It's mounted onto the screen, and it doesn't operate in the way that you would expect. It's literally to put it into drive. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, the key is in the vehicle, and as soon as I sat down, the car turned on. So I didn't even have to press the start button. It just turned on when I sat in the vehicle because the key was already here. So that's kind of cool. But here you go. You've got your drive. It says it's ready to go, and it puts you in drive, and then reverse. It puts you in reverse and pops up your camera to show your reverse area. I think that is pretty cool. And then I'm like, I'm going to keep reaching for this because I feel like it should be a column shifter, but to put it into park, you just hit the button on the end. The screen here is very minimalist. I was kind of searching through menus, trying to see what there was, and okay, that's kind of interesting. Like, if you keep your hand away, the words go away, but then as soon as you move your hand close, it tells you what you are actually going to be typing through. So that's kind of cool as you scroll through the different items. Let's see. Let's look at the exterior lights. So you have some options for changing your settings, and that's kind of cool. Okay, so not through there, but mirrors. I think you should fold them in when you're locking. All right, and then you've got your vehicle status and then your charging data. Something you are going to notice is there is no volume dial. So you have your buttons to turn the volume up or turn the volume down. You also have climate control, and this isn't really a button. It's more of a and you can slide or you can tap. So I don't know. Undecided about how I feel about that. For more climate functions, this is kind of cool. You can warm your feet, warm your hands, cool your feet. So kind of a clever little thing there. They've just done some clever things with this vehicle, and the design is definitely more on the modern side of things. You've got good cup holders here with the holders in there, but it's definitely on the more modern side. You've got the full panoramic glass roof there. It does not open, and I like it. I like how it looks. As I said, I don't think I would go with white. But overall, I really like how it looks. I'm hopeful that I will be able to get a longer test in this vehicle. But as it is, I just wanted to take a quick look and walk around some of the features and some of the cool things on this car. Before I go, I do want to talk briefly about the back seat, because presumably if you're buying this car, it could potentially be a family car, and maybe you want to put somebody back here. So I'm sliding behind the passenger side position because that's gonna that's my driving position, so that's the low-like room. This is probably gonna be more normal, and I have a nice amount of knee room back here and definitely enough foot room, so your second row passengers will be fairly comfortable back here. They have air vents as well as USB-C ports, but there are no window shades, at least not in this model, and no heated seats. So kind of bare bones, but at least you'll be able to charge back here. I just want to wrap this up with a couple of quick driving impressions. I did do a quick driving loop, and overall I find this to be really comfortable. I have great visibility out of all the windows, the seats are comfortable, and it's just kind of a cool, weird feeling when you're driving this, because obviously you don't hear any engine noise. What you hear is a little bit of a... So I feel very high-tech and futuristic while I'm driving this. And I will point out that I haven't hit all the buttons or tried any of the... I haven't flipped through the settings. Again, 10 minutes. but I didn't see one pedal driving on this, and I didn't feel like in a lot of electric vehicles, you push on the throttle and it's like, woo! I didn't feel that experience. This is much more like a normal gasoline vehicle and how it drives. So the acceleration is smooth and seamless. It's not aggressive, and you don't do the one pedal driving. So when you take your foot off of the gas, you have that hard brake, or it's not the gas pedal. When you take your foot off of the accelerator, the vehicle automatically brakes for you. So in theory, if you're driving properly, you could do all of your driving just using the accelerator pedal. Nope, this is much more brake, gas, brake, accelerator, much more like a normal experience while you're driving. I think the screens are really cool. I think that overall design is really cool, and I really need to spend more time with this vehicle because I'm intrigued. So I'll just leave you with that. I'm intrigued. I want to know more. I want to see more. I want to try more. And so hopefully soon I'll have more on the Volkswagen ID.4. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for the next car du jour.